According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Article 110.26a, accessible live parts of electrical equipment operating at 50 volts or more must be guarded against accidental contact. This can be achieved either by adequately insulating the live parts or by locating them in a way that prevents accidental contact. In the situation described, where there is a 1200 amp, 480 volt, three-phase service with switchgear located inside a building and an opening in the floor provides access to a pump, the use of removable guardrails poses a potential safety and compliance issue. The core problem lies in the fact that the removable guardrails do not consistently provide protection against accidental contact with live electrical parts. When the pump is not being pulled and the floor grating is in place, there may be adequate guarding. However, when the grating is removed and the pump is being pulled, the reliance on removable guardrails introduces a period where the protection is dependent on human action and may not always be consistently implemented. The National Electrical Code prioritizes continuous and reliable protection against accidental contact with live parts. The issue is not simply about whether guardrails are present during the pump removal process, but whether the protection is consistently maintained at all times when personnel are present in a designated workspace of the switchgear. Relying on removable guardrails introduces a variable element to the safety protocol. There are a couple of possible solutions to this situation to ensure compliance with the National Electrical Code. Firstly, permanent guardrails could be installed around the opening in the floor. This would provide a constant physical barrier preventing accidental contact with live electrical parts regardless of whether the pump is being pulled or not. This solution offers a high degree of safety and ensures continuous compliance with the NEC requirement for guarding live parts. Secondly, a method of blocking access to the opening when the pump is not being pulled can be employed, such as a cover or a lockable gate. The cover should be substantial enough to prevent accidental entry and should be securely fastened when in place. A lockable gate would provide a similar level of protection, preventing access to the opening unless it is specifically unlocked and opened for the pump removal process. In this case, the implementation of administrative controls, such as a lockout/tagout procedure, can be used to guarantee safety, but the mechanical control itself needs to be in place to comply with the NEC. The choice between these two options depends on the specific circumstances of the installation, including the frequency with which the pump needs to be pulled, the available space around the opening, and the preferences of the facility management. However, regardless of which option is chosen, it is crucial to ensure that the chosen solution provides a consistent and reliable barrier against accidental contact with live electrical parts. It's important to consider the potential hazards associated with the specific voltage and current levels present in the switchgear. At 480 volts, even brief contact with live parts can result in serious injury or death. The high current capacity of a 1200 amp service means that even a small arc flash can release a significant amount of energy, causing severe burns and other injuries. Therefore, it is crucial to take all necessary precautions to prevent accidental contact with live parts, including implementing appropriate guarding measures and providing adequate training to personnel who work in the area. Furthermore, it is recommended to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or safety professional to ensure that the chosen solution is appropriate for the specific installation and complies with all applicable codes and standards. A thorough risk assessment should be conducted to identify potential hazards and implement appropriate control measures. The goal is to create a safe working environment where personnel are protected from the risk of electrical shock or arc flash. Remember that the National Electrical Code is not simply a set of rules to be followed, but a comprehensive set of guidelines designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. By understanding and complying with the NEC requirements for guarding live parts, we can create a safer working environment for everyone. Moreover, regular inspections and maintenance of the guarding measures are essential to ensure their continued effectiveness. Over time, guardrails or covers may become damaged or worn, compromising their ability to provide adequate protection. Therefore, it is important to establish a routine inspection schedule to identify and address any potential issues before they can lead to an accident. In addition to the physical guarding measures, It is also crucial to implement appropriate administrative controls to prevent accidental contact with live parts. This includes developing and implementing safe work procedures, providing adequate training to personnel, and using appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE. Safe work procedures should outline the steps to be taken when working near live electrical equipment, including the use of lockout/tagout procedures to de-energize equipment before it is worked on. Training should cover the hazards associated with working near live electrical equipment, the proper use of PPE, and the importance of following safe work procedures. PPE should include items such as insulated gloves, safety glasses, and ARC-rated clothing, as appropriate for the specific task being performed. The type of PPE required will depend on the voltage and current levels present, as well as the potential for arc flash. In summary, ensuring compliance with the National Electrical Code requirements for guarding live parts is essential for protecting personnel from the risk of electrical shock and arc flash. This requires a combination of physical guarding measures, such as permanent guard rails or covers, and administrative controls, such as safe work procedures training and PPE. By implementing these measures, we can create a safer working environment and prevent electrical accidents. Firstly, the National Electrical Code requires that live parts operating at 50 volts or more be guarded against accidental contact. Secondly, removable guard rails may not provide adequate protection. Thirdly, consider permanent guard rails or a lockable gate.